Hello, and welcome to another Silver Screen Filmmakers Club workshop. We are glad you are joining us today. The information provided to you today is brought to you by the Stage Incubator, along with our sponsor, the Indiana Arts Commission. This is also brought to you in partnership with the Center for Urban and Regional Excellence at Indiana University Northwest and Folk Art, the Volunteers Office for Community Accessibility Resources and Training. All right, well, welcome back, and we are back. Welcome, Silver Screen filmmakers. Are you ready for our next lesson? If you are, let's get ready. Let's put on our thinking caps. We're going to jump into our next lesson from Module 1, and this is all about Canva. So I am going to fast forward here to the area that we're supposed to be in, and we're going to jump right in to our lesson 4, exploring and navigating Canva and basic tools. So this lesson is all about learning the basics. Number 1, we'll be covering, what is Canva, how to log into Canva, and then we're going to explore some of the basic tools. Now, we will have another video that will actually walk you through step by step of how to create your first poster and do the assignment that is assigned from Module 1. But we're going to take a few moments here and just go into what we're going to cover in this lesson. So, explore Canva interface and basic tools. Number 1, like I said, the first thing we're going to cover is how to set up a Canva account. Basic instructions. There is another video out there that I put into our YouTube and into our Moodle that explains how to go through the steps, but we're going to show you and walk through them here today. Next, walkthrough of Canva's main features and basic tools. So for this portion, I'm going to show you on the screen what these basic tools look like. And then our activity is going to be all about exploring Canva interface and uploading images and saving and exporting designs. Now this portion we're going to film separately and tie it into this video so that you'll be able to see me explore Canva and I'll show you how to upload images and how to save and export, which basically means save and download them either to your computer or to your phone. All right? All right. Hope you're ready. So, what is Canva? Canva is an easy to use online platform where you can create your own designs. It's a graphic designing tool that is very easy to use and it allows you to make designs fairly quickly. Now, the beauty of this tool is that it does not require any installations on your PC. You can access it very simply by going to a basic website. And I will let you know, here's the disclaimer. It is easier to use Canva on a computer or a laptop or tablet, but you can use it on your phone. The other thing is, and you'll hear me mention this a couple times, they do have a free option and a paid option. That paid option is called Canva Pro, and that has more features. Like I mentioned in class before, I am a Canva Pro member. I've been with Canva for many, many years. Actually, was an early adopter, and so I see the benefit of having a Canva Pro account. I also design regularly, and in fact, I'm recording this presentation and I designed this presentation inside of Canva. Canva is just an easy tool to use and, like I said, really quick. I'm a graphic designer by trade. I'm used to working in products like the Adobe Creative Suite and even Corel Draw. And those are excellent programs. They're pricey. They don't have free options. You have to pay for those programs, but they also require formal training or at least some really in-depth training, even if it's independent. I learned a lot with what I've learned independently, but it took years to get to the advanced level that I'm at. So those are sort of harder programs to use. Canva, we love Canva. I love Canva. It's easier to use. Part of the reason why it's easier to use is because they offer you a variety of templates, including movie posters that we'll use for this class. It's ideal for beginners and you don't need design skills. You don't have to be a design pro. The other thing I love about it is that it has a drag and drop editor, and we'll talk about this a little bit more. But that offers simplicity and efficiency. You can drag and drop things here and there, and you can look like you paid a graphic designer a lot of money to do basic things. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the steps here on the slide. Getting started with Canva, signing up for a free account. So, what do you need to get started if you don't already know this? You need a computer, tablet, or a phone. Okay. So, if you're watching me on the computer, great. If you're watching me on the tablet, great. If you're watching me over your phone, great. You can use any of those. You also need access to internet. Now, if you're using a phone, you don't necessarily need to connect to Wi-Fi, but I will tell you this, Canva, even though it doesn't have to be downloaded, it is a heavy system because it has a multitude of images and different options for you. And so you don't want to sort of slow down your phone's memory. I would advise you to, connect to the Wi-Fi, connect to the internet. And lastly, in order to have a free account, you've got to have an email address. And I'm sure all of you have that because you needed it to sign up for the class. All right, so the first step here, we're going to go to www.canva.com and you'll select sign up. That's a blue button right there on the top right hand side, and that will take you in to where you can sign up. From that sign up page, you will choose continue with email or sign up with work email. So, whatever email you're using, if you're using your regular personal email, hit continue with email to go on and sign up. Once you enter that email address that you like to use in Canva, then you'll select continue. You'll see a like purple continue button and you'll select continue. Then it will prompt you to enter your preferred account name. So, whatever name you want to be referred to in your account, that's what you will enter there. And then you'll click create your account. Now, once you click create your account, it's going to say, hey, we sent you a code to your email address that you use. So, what you'll need to do is go into that email address and find the email from Canva, and it'll say, here is the code. You'll copy that code and put it right in that dialog box, and you'll be able to finish signing up. You can always set a password in your settings later, and I'll show you in the demonstration what that looks like. All right. And then you can verify your email address by following the steps in the email sent. So they will send you a verification email if you change your password, and you'll verify your account in there. And then once you do that, you'll enter the confirmation code from the email you received, and you'll be good to go. So I made a little demonstration video for you to watch with me that walks you through the steps of how to sign up for a free account. All right, are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to the demonstration video for signing up for a free Canva account. To get started, open your web browser and enter www.canva.com into the address bar, then press enter. This will take you to the Canva login page. You will see a dialog box that says log in or sign up in seconds. We will use our email to sign up, so click continue with email. Next, enter your email address in the text field provided and click continue. For this example, I will enter my personal email address. After clicking continue, you will be prompted to enter your name for the account. I will enter my name, Gretchen Sip, and then click continue. You are now almost signed up. The final step is to enter the verification code that Canva sends to the email address you just provided. Check your email for the code, then enter it into the dialog box on Canva and click Continue. You're nearly there. Canva now wants to personalize your experience by asking what you will be using it for. They offer several choices, such as a large company, nonprofit, or student. For our purposes, we will select personal. Finally, Canva will offer you the option to upgrade to a Canva Pro account, which includes additional graphics and tools. For now, we will stick with the free account, so choose Maybe later. And voila, you have a free Canva account. You'll open up a web browser and you'll go on and type. So you can open up a new tab and go on and type www.canva.com and go on and fill out the information to set up your new account. I'll give you a few minutes, just a minute or so. If you would like, you can go on and pause the recording here. But we're going to keep moving because I know many of you have already signed up for your free Canva account because you were so excited. All right. So let's cover a few areas of the Canva dashboard slash editor. Okay. I'm going to call it editor from now on, but a lot of people refer to it as the Canva dashboard. All right. So the editor itself, or the dashboard, has 5 key areas. One is the header. Of course, that's at the top, head top. Second is the object panel. Now that is on the left-hand side. Okay. Object panel contains all of the tools and features you will need to design. The header is for those big actions relating to your design, such as resizing it or saving it or sharing it or downloading. That's what the header's for. Now, we also have the footer down at the bottom. Now, that footer has more functions and options to view your design. Like if you want to make it bigger, if you want to maximize it to make it 100% instead of 37%, or if you want it to be the full screen, or if you want to scrunch it down. That's what you will find in the footer. We also have the toolbar. Now, the toolbar is right underneath the header. It is a gray bar at the top. Now, that toolbar is intuitive, or what I like to use the term dynamic. Why? Because that toolbar will change based off of what and how you interact with the design. So, based off of what you click around in that design, that toolbar, the options in it, is going to change. Sometimes it will have, if you're working with text, it'll have like font size and font type. And if you want it bold, if you want to underline. While if you're working with the shape, it will allow you to animate the shape or to change the shape or to change the size or the color. So that toolbar is dynamic. Remember that. And then we also have a floating toolbar. Now, the floating toolbar is symbolized by a little circle that will float around in different places on your dashboard or on your editor. And it's a little circle and has like stars in it. Now, that floating toolbar, it's a small toolbar and it appears when you click on an element. When you click on that toolbar, it'll bring up other options for you to be able to choose from. All right, so let's take a look at the header. The header has 8 key areas. One, of course, like I said, file. So file, when you expand that menu for actions, it will show you things that will apply or impact your design. Next, we have resize. That quickly resizes your design. So say for instance, if you're working on a flyer and that flyer is the size of a piece of paper. So 8.5 by 11, that's the dimensions of a piece of paper. But you no longer want it to be that size. You want it to be the size of a postcard. Canva is really cool because they have certain dimensions already assigned to terms. So if you want it to be a postcard size, you'll scroll down to the choice of postcard, and then it will resize your design to that size. It's really cool, and I'll show you how to use that. Then the next part are these sort of circle arrows. One that's pointing backwards, the other one that's pointing forwards. The one that's pointing backwards is undo. So if you do something and you don't like it or you made a mistake, always hit the undo button. Now, if the undo button is dimmed, meaning it's grayed out and you can't click on it, that means you can't undo what you just did. That means there's no actions that can be undone. But if it's bright, like almost like a white, and you can click on it, that means there's actions that you have done that can be undone. Same for redo. Redo allows you to redo those actions. So, say for instance, you made a mistake and you put in a T instead of a P in your text. You can hit the backspace or you can hit undo and it takes it away. Now, say you actually did want that T instead of the P. Then you hit redo and it will put it right back there. All right? I love the undo and redo buttons. The next button, number 4, is our save. You always want to make sure that you save, 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 save. Now, Canva is really intuitive. That means that it will automatically save. As long as you're connected to the internet, it will automatically save. But sometimes it doesn't catch up with how fast you're working. So if you see it that it's not dimmed out, that means that it hasn't saved your recent changes and you want to click on it to save changes to your design. The next portion is the design name. So we'll show you how this works, but if you click on there where it says design name here, it will be usually the name of the template that you've chosen. And you want to change it to whatever you want to call it. So, for instance, for our movie film, you can put your name, so Bob Green, and then put movie poster. And then that way it changes that name to that. It changes that file name to that. So that way you can quickly identify what it is. The next area is collaborators, so you can see who's working in the design. So, say for instance, we're sharing a design. If I work on something and then I share it with you, I can basically put your email in, and then once you access it, you'll see your picture and my picture because we're collaborating in the same space. The next area we have is insights. Insights allow you to see data on how people are looking at your design. Now, you won't really use this. I use it in my field because I do share a lot of documents um, live on websites as well as, in private. And it allows me to be able to see how people are looking and interacting with my design. And then lastly, sharing. Share options are found under the share button. And I want to bring up one key point here is that share allows you to not only share it to people via email, but also to download it. And I'm going to show you how to upload and download your files. You'll be able to download the file to your computer or your tablet, wherever you're working, and you'll need to know how to use it so that you can download what you're working on and then upload it in the Moodle so I can see your work. All right, so now we've covered the header. Let's go into the object panel. Now, the object panel, like I said, is on that left side, okay? So on the left side. Now, it has various options and tools like design, elements, uploads, text, projects, draw, projects, app, text to image. So many different options. And I'm going to share out these slides so you can see what the terms are. It's a lot to cover, but one of the things I want to encourage you is when you go into Canva, Play around in Canva. Believe me, you won't break it. You won't mess up anything on your computer. You may mess up your design a little bit, but it's fine. Design design is where the ready-made templates are. So if you go into and you open up a Canva document and you don't want to design it from scratch, you can go into design, type in the search bar what you're looking for, whether it's a poster or a social media image, type that in and it'll bring up different templates for you to be able to use. I love using design. Elements, think of elements as almost like ingredients. Okay? These are pieces that you need to build your design. So that's where your shapes are at. Uh, that's where your graphics, your photos, your video, your audio. Elements are where those exist. And in Canva, they give you so many stock elements, stock graphics, stock videos already there. Now, say for instance, you have your own graphics, you have your own picture that you want to put in a poster, or you have your own video that you've recorded and you want to put into a document, or you have your own audio. Well, then that's what you use option 3 for, uploads. And you will upload it into there, and then using Canva's drag and drop feature, you can literally drag it onto the design, and boom, it's in your document. Next, you have the text, and that's where you can search for fonts and fun font combinations, and you can choose different font combinations, and you just drag and drop onto your document. Now, draw, that's where you unleash your creativity, and you can freehand draw, do underlining, and do notations in the document. Now, projects, that's where you filter and search your own Canva content. So, as you're creating more and more documents, you know how on your computer you can set up folders and you could put all your certain files. So, say you have files for your medical records, and then you have files for your bills. You can put those into folders, and so they're grouped up. Projects works the same way. That's where your designs live, and you can organize them into different folders so that they're organized and easy for you to find. Next, you have apps. Apps is where you can supercharge your design with a range of handy apps. I mentioned before that I was able to generate images using artificial intelligence, using AI. Well, that was through an app. Canva has built in apps that allow you to do a variety of things. And when I tell you there are so many things, there's way too many to mention. But you can find out more about them as you play along in Canva. We also have charts, and this is going to be one of the last things that I sort of cover here. I'm going to cover this one and then one more. Charts create a custom chart or diagram. When you click on charts, think of, bar charts or flow charts that you have, like when you're watching a presentation and they have these charts that show these different numbers to, display how many, you know, boys were wearing blue versus how many boys were wearing red on that given Sunday. Well, it takes that data, makes it a pretty chart, puts it right into your document. The other one I want to point out to is two more. YouTube. If you have a YouTube video that you want to enter into your design, you can go right to that YouTube option and add that YouTube video to your design. All you would need is the YouTube link. And lastly, text to image. I also talked about this. You can watch your words and phrases transform into beautiful images. This is where you literally take your thoughts in your head of what you want to create, type them into text to image, and it will create an image for you using your words. Isn't that great? All right, well, let's move on to the footer. The footer has useful tools as well. So, for instance, it has presenter notes. Now, this is only dealing with slides and presentations. You'll see the presenter notes show up. Also has pages. So, say for instance, you're working on a magazine, and that magazine has a couple pages. Well, you can see how many pages you're working with using, referring to that area. It also allows you to zoom, which we talked about. And then it allows you to switch to grid layout. Remember in our other lesson where I talked about you want to lay out your document and using the rule of thirds, 3 by 3 by 3? Right. So you can use grid view and it allows you to see the grid layout, where it's different grids that you can work in and lay out to your design. You also have the full screen, which expands your design to a full screen, and then the help, which allows you to be able to troubleshoot and find help when needed. We also have the toolbar. Now, the toolbar is at the top. Again, it's dynamic and it changes based on your actions in the work area. It can have text, it can animate, it allows you to copy and unlock things. It allows you to change the transparency of something where you want it see through versus solid. It allows you to group elements, format, also create effects with your text, and position. We talk a lot about in our last lesson where we talked about the basic principles of graphic design and we talked about alignment. Position in Canva is where you would do that alignment to make sure that number one, things are aligned either in straight lines or they're tidy and even spaced or they're centered or they're left aligned, right aligned. That's where you can do that and utilize position for. And then links is where if you want to add in, say for instance, you're doing a presentation or a video or a document and you want to add a link from another website, a YouTube video, you can pop that in using links. All right. And lastly, our floating toolbar. Again, like I mentioned, now the floating toolbar appears as needed in your work area. Okay. And it will bring up other options that you may need to use, such as delete or duplicate or rotate. Say you want to turn something completely around, or you want to turn it where it's a 90-degree angle, or however you want to format it on that page. You can do it utilizing the floating toolbar. All right. Well, that was a brief overview of how to navigate Canva and really showing you the different elements that are available to you within Canva. Now we're going to walk through these in our navigating video where I take you live into Canva and we show you step by step how to do things. This is where we're going to bring that creativity to life and we're going to explore and create our first design in Canva. This is a design that I created. Jessica Renslow, our other instructor, she's going to do a film about her dad and his beekeeping in the city. And so I created a movie poster utilizing what I thought it would look like to do beekeeping in the city. And I'm going to show you how I did that in our explainer video. But before we do that, before we jump, I want to go through the activity for today, just very briefly, the steps. Now, you'll want to make sure that you log in and start a new design in Canva. You'll log into Canva, start a new design, and you'll use a template. You could type right in the search bar, movie poster, and then we're going to add elements like shapes and icons and lines. We're going to upload an image, and then we're going to show you how to use images in elements. And then we're going to add text to customize it, change the background if we need it, save the design, and share it by downloading to our local drive or our local computer, and then we're going to upload it into Moodle. All right, so I want you to take your time and explore, and we're going to have fun with this experiment. Stay tuned. We're going to have the exercise activity coming up in these next few moments. But one thing I want you to think about is the fundamental principles of graphic design. We had balance, we had alignment, we had proximity, we had contrast. So these various fundamental principles, keep them in mind. I want you to take your time exploring each of these tools. Don't be afraid to experiment with your elements, and make sure that you save your work frequently. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to email us or to even throw them in the forum. You can definitely do that. I'm going to create an area where you can put your questions and answers, or your questions, and I can answer them right in the Moodle. And then it will send you, or you can email it to us and we can send you an email back. If we get, the same question over and over again, I will probably do an explainer video. But any questions, feel free to let us know. And I want to thank you for attending. So we're going to log into Moodle and upload your exercise. And stay tuned for next week's assignment. Each assignment and each lesson will drop on that Friday that we usually have class. Okay? Well, I hope you have a great time designing, and we'll see you soon. Well, I hope you learned a lot. Thank you for joining the Stage Incubator and viewing a part of our digital literacy series. We really appreciate you being here, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at thestageincubator@gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Again, we want to thank our sponsors and our partners, the Indiana Arts Commission, the Center for Urban and Regional Excellence, and VOCART, the Volunteers Office for Community Accessibility, Resource, and Training. We hope to see you at our next session, and stay tuned for more things to come.